There we go.
Nice.
Another one.
Gonna be switching to that jerk bait.
Yeah, pretty crazy how they can just show a preference, right? It's hard to argue with the power of the Deep Mavrik. It's just running at the perfect depth for where the fish are at right now. I love it. I think this is a nice one, Luke. Net the other up the GoPro on the top, Luke.
Oh, there we go.
What do we got here? Oh, nice
that
fish.
is a nice
yeah.
fish.
That thing powdered it too, man. That is great. Good job, sweet.
Nice job, dude.
Awesome walleye. Okay, so this is a pretty sweet deal. Luke and I are on beautiful Lake Vermilion, and the mission is gonna be a little bit of multi-species, but primarily I'm thinking it's gonna be walleye fishing on this trip, and the times we've had up here targeting these babies has been really quite outstanding. Let's just set this down and all. All right, so check it out. Lake Vermilion walleye, and Luke said that these things really put up a fight, and you weren't lying, man. So
Oh, they're so much fun to catch.
this is a great deal. So fall time on Lake Vermilion, the walleyes can be super susceptible to great artificial presentations like jerk baits, jig and wraps. In the past, we've done trolling in the evening, but you don't really need to have live bait this time of year. You can come up here and just crush on some of your favorite artificials. Wow, that's a great fish. They're biting. Last, I think, 3 out of 4 casts have got bit. Get this one back. What a great place to be.
I'm gonna get one of those Mavericks in the
Yeah.
water.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
This one might be a little bit better.
Hopefully this is what I've been promising you from this spot.
Right. It is so awesome to be fishing with jerk baits for walleyes as opposed to fishing with a jig and a crawler or whatever. Let's see what we got here. Oh, it's a nice one. Yeah.
Oh, super nice one.
All right. Listen to that drag, man. That is just so amazing how good these drags are. And these walleyes are not like walleyes. They're like pike. They do great runs and they just dig. And you were thinking it's because they travel so much in this.
I think they just swim so much. They're so strong. And these bigger fish like this, like you swear you have a big pike caught or hooked until you see them.
I might be going a little bit light on them, but it's pretty much. I want to get this one in. Here he comes. Oh, the hook just popped free out of his face. Oh.
We got red line hooks on there.
I know.
We're good.
I just saw it pop out of his mouth and back. And
oh my gosh, I just muskied it.
All right, woo, it is out and we are in business. Look at, wow, they're just beautiful, chunky fish. You see this guy, this is awesome. Yep, all right, look at that. Beautiful, they're thick, they're awesome. And what's cool to me about these fish up here is that fall I often think of like deep breaks, deep gravel, deep humps, you know, fish moving out in that deep water. But I mean, this is relatively shallow. Most of the fish 8 to 12, even midday, associated with the edge of the weeds. But when you get up on these flats, it is fish soup. I mean, there's bait everywhere.
Just a carpet of perch.
Yeah, yeah. And you can tell they're eating well. I'm gonna get this dude back. Look at that, that's the perch connection. I love how the fins just stick out. That is awesome.
Lake Vermilion is a truly awesome fishery, largely because of how diverse it is. It's 42,000 acres, roughly 380 islands, and one end of the lake fishes totally different than the other. Big Bay and the east end of the lake is very big and open. It almost reminds me of fishing like a Lake Superior. And then as you move west, the lake gets smaller, it gets shallower, and it gets weedier. The lake is very dirty on the east end, and the water clears up as you get to the west. And the forage bases are kind of different on each end of the lake. The east end is more Cisco driven, so for walleyes you have smaller juvenile Ciscos, and then because it's sandier and rockier, there's a lot of crayfish. And the further west you go, the more important perch become. Both ends of the lake are phenomenal for muskies, they're phenomenal for smallmouth bass, but the west end being weedier has better largemouth fishing. The east end is kind of better known for its perch, and then the west end is known for crappies and bluegills.
side imaging is so amazing for this type of habitat, especially if you're around sand, gravel, or mud. And Vermilion has a lot of these really cool bottom transitions here. So when we're looking for these walleyes at relatively high speed, meaning like 3 to 5 miles an hour, we're using the side imaging. So we're looking for areas where the weeds might break and turn into a little softer bottom, or even some sand spits that are coming out. And then on those, if you get the right bottom, the walleyes are pretty easy to see. And so what we're doing is we're combing through a lot of these areas that Luke knows well and have a history of producing walleyes. But rather than just pull into a lot of these spots and fish, we're going through and investigating them first to see if the fish are there, because we have fished a couple spots we didn't see fish and we caught nothing. And one of the last spots, we're just like, it doesn't lie. Like, you go in, you see a dozen fish in a spot, you get a bite or two. You know, if you go into an area, you see 1 or 2 or none, you're just not catching. So the side imaging really makes your time spent actually fishing a lot more productive, as opposed to just, you know, going and fishing everything that looks good, because you'd be here forever fishing stuff that just looks good.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, way.
I can't even
I
tie
like
one
it.
of these on.
Little beauty, little fat football. Wow.
Holy smokes.
Woo! Never let me down when I need a monster.
That thing is so
I
fat.
think I'm gonna need a still shot for social media with that. Give me a still shot.
It's not a big one this time, just an eater. Another good
Another
eater.
boat flip. No, it's a good fish.
It is actually a little bit better fish, but yeah, man, cool. Walleyeville, you pop off, I will be more than thrilled. That is exactly how I wanted to do that one. We're not gonna eat that guy anyway, so. Yeah, really just getting this bait down in the zone. And you know, kind of like there's times in fishing where fish really want things that are going like this, up and down, or things that are moving horizontal. And you know, so often just making that adjustment to something moving on a horizontal plane versus a vertical plane can be the big difference maker. And we started the trip fishing a lot more jigging wrap style, you know, baits, or jigging wraps, and then also, you know, jumping some jigs around. And it's like, once we switched to horizontal moving baits, it's like, boy, we really got onto something here. So it's definitely something to moving it through the water column horizontally as opposed to vertically. And fall is just one of those great times. It's always a classic time to catch fish on hard baits. Bookends of the year, spring and fall. Tough to beat a jerkbait. Jerkbaits are tools that get overlooked for walleyes, and I'm telling you, they're a killer when the walleyes are shallow. The bait we're using is the PXR Precision Extreme Deep Mavrik 110. There are a ton of great characteristics to this bait. It's got a long cast mechanism, it hunts side to side, suspends perfectly head down, has tacky redline hooks, and killer finishes. The bait I have tied on is hands down the best thing going.
I like when
This
they
is
make those
seriously
runs out there.
one of those situations where fishing is tough using anything else, but it's lights out when you're using this bait. It's seriously unreal. It's amazing. Feel kind of bad, we've got the only Deep Mavriks in town here.
I'll give you $50.
How do you like that?
I cast one off earlier today. It's on the bottom right over there.
Oh, I'm not that good a swimmer.
Yeah, this has definitely been a magic bait. Whoa! I believe the reason why is the profile of the bait perfectly matches the perch the walleyes are eating. Secondly, it's getting to the perfect depth, 8 to 9 feet on the cast. Last, but of course not least, is the finish in action. With a more subtle pull pause, it's got a hard flash, and you can just bump it on slack to get the bait to turn sideways. No doubt, this bait is hands down a winner.
This is feeling walleye-ish.
All right, nice job, dude. A nettable model?
I don't know yet. Oh no, it's still there.
Okay.
I think it was right on shore. But you called it. Well, that's a nice walleye.
Walleye netter?
I can just grab it.
Okay. Oh, wow, that was
was-
a beautiful walleye. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, that
Hey.
one was right up on the bank there.
That's cool. Bright sunny skies, right up on shore. Fishing the grass. Another?
Yep.
You are the man, Luke.
Oh, you're so
great.
kind, Jeremy.
That is awesome.
They're right on shore.
To you,
I
it
can
depends
just
on how
grab it.
bad you want to see it. Ooh, man, those are sweet looking fish, though.
If only we were having a fish fry.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, that's a cool looking one too.
I mean, like, you got a pliers back there? Yep. There are many places where you can, and that's the average. Like, usually when you're running an average walleyes, it's 12 to 14, you know what I mean? But these are like thick, high teens fish.
It's so cool looking too.
Look at the eyes on them. Oh, they're beautiful.
Whoa. Quick,
Nice.
safe release.
There we go. Got him that time. That is, I mean, this is remarkable. This bait is really, really good. Really, really good.
It's
I
the middle.
feel like that's the only thing I've talked about this piece is how good this bait is, but it just sits there. And if you're working this thing slow, like we're in 13 feet of water.
Oh, that's a nice fish.
Yeah, it's another nice fish. And we are just stroking the walleyes on this thing. Oh, I actually am totally fine with that because we were catching lots. But part of the system and why I think it works so good is if you see a lot of the bass pros, they're fishing jerk baits on, you know, bait casting equipment with fluorocarbon, maybe 14, 15 pound fluorocarbon. And I really love fishing jerk baits on braid. So this is Suffix 832 and 10 pound. This is a high vis yellow, my favorite deal. And then a 14 pound leader. I like running a little bit heavier leader on these. I know a lot of guys like running 10 or 12, but 14 to me, it's a little stiffer line, so you're not getting as much fouling on the bait. The bait's not running over itself as much, so it's, you know, kind of keeping that bait running true a little bit more, and it just allows the bait to dive deep. And that's really, in this situation, we're fishing, you know, 12 to 14 feet, and I'm watching this bait and I'm working it like 11, 12 feet a lot of the time. So it's getting down there and I'm just basically soaking it, pulling it a little bit, letting it soak. But without this braided line system, I don't think we'd be able to achieve that depth and just let it sit there the way it is. And the walleyes are just loving this thing, man.
Well, it's the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah.
Like, that's the most incredible part about this. Like, you would not think that you should be catching walleyes like this at this time of the day with these light conditions and just a light wind, and you're smashing them.
Yeah, we're stroking on it, man. This is great. There's another nice one. It's unbelievable. I'm sorry. Dude, it is unbelievable. This is bad. This is starting to be bad. I'm sorry, Luke. I don't know what we have going on here, that I've got something figured out with this deal and it's working. And then the other part of this system that we've got, besides the line, Luke can touch on the reel, it's the rod. So hands down my favorite power and action for this. This is a 6'10" medium power extra fast action. And that extra fast is just so big. You can see it as I'm fighting this fish, how quick the rod bends at the tip. Oh, God, it came off. Jeepers. But anyway, it bends really, really close to the tip. And when you've got that stiffer midsection with a really fast tip, you can make the bait hunt and dance a little bit better. So that, to me, is just absolutely dynamite for working this deal. So I'm fishing the Legend Elite right now, but they make this in Legend Tournament Walleye, Legend Tournament Bass. They make it in the Avid series. So it's available in really any price point rod you're looking for, but that's a big deal. So we were catching so many fish, I pinched the barbs down on this sucker too, and I'm definitely losing some, but we're catching so many that I really don't care that much.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
That one hit it. Whoa.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Maybe. That one hit it when it was just
hanging there?
Yeah, just letting her hang out.
Sweet, that drag is awesome on there, isn't it? Just tick, 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 tick.
Super smooth drag, and this has like just a really smooth reel. It's a nice fish.
Is it? All right. Oh yeah. Geez, well, I'd like to see one that...
Just another nice Lake Vermilion walleye. Gonna make this real awkward for you. Just have you net it at the back of the boat like that.
There you go, mister. What should we do with it? Right in here?
Look at that, I switched to the color you were catching them on. Tried to work the jerkbait the way that you were working it, and I caught a walleye.
They do seem to like perch up here. I mean, you just see the perch everywhere. They're so abundant, right? So,
Well, that one's
a
gone.
big surprise. There you go, sir.
Every single one of these fish has just had this bait T-boned.
This is, I am just so floored that it's been all day. Like, I don't know that we've fished a spot for walleye. I mean, we've seen every spot we fished, we've seen fish, but every spot we've fished and seen them, we've caught them. That's pretty cool.
That is one of the great things about this time of the year. This is by far my favorite time of the year to catch these things. Is when I take some time away from musky fishing to actually do this. And I think that is one of the coolest things, is you can just catch these things all day long.
Beautiful time of year, the colors are peak, the fish are biting.
And the walleyes are feeding up.
Yeah, man, awesome. Nice job, Luke.
The reel I'm using here, this is a Daiwa Exceller. This is one of their more affordable models. And it's a super cool reel. It's got an aluminum spool, a machined handle, and we're using the 3000 size. And I really like 3000 size because of the bigger spool, get longer cast. And one thing that I think is really helping us is casting distance, getting these jerkbaits away from the boat and then getting them to run at the deepest part of their dive curve for a long time. And I'm really impressed with this reel. Smooth drag, like fought that fish awesome, and really great price point.
Ooh.
This one might have some weight to it.
Oh, really?
It did for a sec. It's got, oh, this one's got some bigger head shakes.
All right.
I don't know. I don't want to be
I don't
want to be the boy. Yeah. I don't want to be the boy that cried big walleye, but this kind
I've
of
done
feels.
it plenty, Luke, so don't.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
Well, that's a
yeah,
good
dude.
one.
That's the one we wanted. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Sweet. Oh, get back here. Oh,
Yeah,
nice shot,
dude. That's a big one. Good job, Luke. What a way to end a trip. This has been total hammer time. Oh, and he popped off. Perfect. Every once in a while, it's worth getting the net out, huh?
Right?
Yeah. We've just been catching so many. It's just not been a big priority to get it, but that one is definitely worth it.
Yeah, this there's a little different feel when I set the hook on this one.
Nice.
This cut, it's getting a little bit darker, so look at that.
Yes, that is fantastic. Look at this. What an incredible trip. I mean, this is super fun. If you like catching walleyes like you're bass fishing, this is the way to do it. I mean, this place is loaded with quality fish, big fish like this, and it's just an awesome way to fish them. We're not dragging, fishing slow, it's aggressive, and these things are pounding artificials. Cool, man. Great fish. Woo, hi, Mr. Walleye.
Put on a show as we were letting her go.
Hey, have you ever wondered why the flag is folded 13 ways and presented at a military funeral to the loved one of the soldier that is lost? You're going to find this interesting. I certainly did, and I had to read it. The first fold of the flag is the symbol of life. The second fold is a symbol of the belief in eternal life. The third fold is made in honor and remembrance of the veterans departing the ranks who gave a portion of their lives for the defense of the country to attain peace throughout the world. The fourth fold represents the weaker nature, for as American citizens trusting in God, it is to Him we turn in times of peace, as well as in times of war, for His divine guidance. The fifth fold is a tribute to the country, for in the words of Stephen Decatur, our country, in dealing with other countries, may she always be right, but it is still our country, right or wrong. The sixth fold is for where people's hearts lie. It is with their heart that they pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The seventh fold is a tribute to its armed forces, for it's through the armed forces that they protect their country and their flag against all enemies, whether they're found within or without the boundaries of the republic. The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day. The ninth fold is a tribute to womanhood and mothers, for it's been through their faith, their love, loyalty, devotion, and the character of men and women who have made this country great as it's been molded into what it is today. The tenfold is a tribute to the Father, for he too has given his sons and daughters for the defense of their country since they were first born. The 11th-fold represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon and glorifies in the eyes the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th fold represents an emblem of eternity and glorifies in the Christian eyes God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. The 13th fold, and when the flag is completely folded, the stars are uppermost, reminding them of their nation's motto. In God we trust. Yes, yes. Did you grasp all of that? I bet you didn't know much about it. Now, a little bit of history on why the flag is folded the way it is. Hey, from all of us here at The Edge, you have a great safe fishing season. We will see you on the water.
Closed captioning is provided by Smooth Moves, adjustable boat seat suspensions for a smoother ride. This segment is brought to you by Big Bite Baits, designed to bring the big bite to your line.
So that was on a number 8 Shad Rap.
Your style of boat control is really key.
One that was there from the very beginning.
You want to be able to see in the water. The adventure begins.
We are loaded for bear. We got
You know,
bites.
there's so many different ways to fish for walleye. Dependability and efficiency.
Simple, fast, and easy.
The best rods on the planet. They like to eat when you're throwing the right thing.
You don't have all bluebird flat calm days.
Just a perfect eating size fish. See, that's what I'm talking about, these Daiwa drag.
We got walleye stuff, we got crappie stuff, we got pike.
This boat is rigged up about as nice.
Easy to use, and it flat out works.
It's a must-have when you're talking about big waves. Well, these trout are so darn tough.
Incredible 11-year warranty.